Haunted House, lad. The name just completely escapes me.
Oh, yes. The other, not Ross Robinson. American.
Jeez, why is my brain just gone flat?
American Recordings.
Rick Rubin.
They fucking hated it. That's right.
So, well, Rick Rubin, they probably just, like, I don't know if it's the same case. The reason I didn't put Rick Rubin in this is because, yes, he's a fantastic producer.
I don't think he's a good producer.
But, well,
apparently he just picks savage little fucking lads that work in the studio.
Nowadays, that's why he's not coming up on my list. And a few people like, I take it off this were Dr. Dre, Timbaland, and people like that. And I heard to take some of those incredible fucking producers off.
Listen,
but look, that's just the way it is.
There's so many people who like banged out maybe 2 albums that are like world class, and the rest of it's just whatever.
Yeah. Who's your last one?
My last one is Jay Dilla, aka JD.
I don't know a huge amount about this guy, but I just know that he snuffed before his prime.
Pretty much. Jay Dilla is probably the most famous hip hop producer of all time. He was born James Yancey in Detroit in 1974. He was kind of taken before his time. He had this really rare blood disease. I'm going to try and pronounce it. Are you ready? I wrote it down. Fucking hell. It's called thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Sounds like purple veins.
Yeah. Purple veins.
Very disrespectful, but also hilarious.
It's a really rare blood disease he died of. He was like, he's considered to be the godfather of lo-fi hip-hop. So he had a fascination with like Brand Nubian and this kind of like slow Erykah Badu style, fucking sample-based grim, fucking lo-fi gritty hip-hop. So, fucking hell, his history is complicated. There's entire documentaries about it, so I'm going to fly through it.
I find hip-hop incredibly hard to talk about discographies and where they timelines and stuff, because once people in hip-hop get to work, they get to work.
So much stuff, like lads are banging out fucking 10 songs a day.
And there's mixtapes.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big thing with Jay Dilla. He was a member of Slum Village. Now, Slum Village were one of the big breakout stars of kind of the early 90s in hip-hop, where nobody had really ever heard anything like it before. It was incredibly lyrical, but the production is what made everybody shit the bed. When Tribe Called Quest heard what Slum Village sound like, they lost their fucking mind. And they're like, we have to get this fella. Whoever's making their beats. They didn't know it was a member of Slum Village. They thought it was just some fucking lad banging out tracks.
It's crazy. You must be one to hear a band, a huge band hears a sound and goes, I want that. And you're like, fuck, man. That's not just a sound for your band. It's
a whole new thing.
It's a whole new skin for your band.
Dilla had a whole, like, his entire style. Let me, we don't do this that often. Let me just give you like 10 seconds of something from Jay Dilla, just to understand. He used a machine called an Akai MPC, right? And that was like his bread and butter. And he learned the machine so well that, like, literally blindfolded, he could just bang a sample into it, play it backwards, throw a beat on top of it, and within fucking 40 minutes, he'd have 2 or 3 songs
done
that would everybody fucking lose their mind. So, this is Jay Dilla.
It's delicious.
Right, so there's 20 seconds of Jay Dilla. He formed a group with Common from Detroit. His most famous song is, if you go to Spotify and type in Jay Dilla, you'll find it. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not great. It's Jay Dilla, Common, and D'Angelo is his most famous song.
Oh, D'Angelo.
Yeah, D'Angelo.
I like D'Angelo.
Yeah, Jay Dilla put an album out called I think it's called The Shining, and it's popular. I don't know whether there's loads of great work on it, but it's a little bit R&B.
D'Angelo's one of the only people I know who backed off from music for being overly sexualized by women. He said it.
He had enough. I was sick of being ridden into oblivion.
No, but like he's like, people are coming to my gigs that don't think, like, his music is incredible. But I think people are like, get your fucking... I'm like, I'm not R. Kelly, man.
Yeah,
I'm take my top off.
Yeah.
Although he did release one of his main albums with his top off, so he can't really play.
Dilla done a lot of work with Common in particular, and done some good whack of stuff with D'Angelo as well. So Dilla was in a group with Common before both of them were kind of known. Fucked if I remember what the fuck they're called. But Dilla kind of got famous for doing remixes for Janet Jackson. And one of his big breaks would have been when he produced over half, maybe 3/4 of the Farside Lab Cabin, California.
That makes sense to their sound, yeah.
Yeah.
That lo-fi sound. Yeah.
Like that album, fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
Still have Running on it?
Yeah.
Gotta keep running away.
Yeah.
What a
so
song.
he produced like 7 or 8 songs on Lab Cabin, California by the Farside. He done a lot of stuff for Erykah Badu.
Again, that lo-fi sound defined her, that, yeah.
Yeah.
Neo Soul or something like that.
Yeah, New Soul, Nubian Soul. There's a million names for it. He had, he done stuff for Talib Kweli, or Kweli.
I couldn't even attempt. I know exactly who you're talking about. But Talib Kweli.
Yeah, Talib Kweli. Yeah. So in 2002, he got signed to MCA Records.
Right.
And he decided, like, listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm a producer by name. Everybody knows me as a producer. But I think what I want to do, I think I'm just going to rhyme on it. Because he'd been around rappers his whole life. He knew how to fucking rap. So he said, I'm just going to rap on it. So MCA said, well, who do you want to produce your album? So he was like, do you know what? I think I'll get Madlib and Kanye to produce my album for me.
Wow.
So he sent the word out. 2 lads were like, yeah, Jay Dilla's like,
they're both great producers.
Yeah. So Kanye and Madlib put an album together for him. MCA made it. Gets shelved. Nobody's ever heard it.
Oh my God.
Right.
Why did that get shelved?
Sitting somewhere on a shelf, literally somewhere, right? There was some sort of restructuring within MCA, and whoever was in charge of Dilla stuff was like, listen, it's not the time for it. And it just sat there. Now, afterwards, he formed a group with Madlib called J-Lib. And they put out at least one album.
It's a good mix of two names.
Exactly, yeah. Madlib and J Dilla together, like, I can only imagine. I like a load of J Dilla stuff, and I own a bunch of J Dilla stuff. I own a bunch of his, like, he did put out these kind of rough cut fucking LPs and mixtapes that were just, like, people in his gaff were like, what's sitting on that SD card?
Yeah.
And he was like, that's a lot of bullshit. And can I like stream it off them with CDR? And then it became an album. You know what I mean? That type of thing. I have a load of that bullshit at home. But I have not listened to this J-Lib, this Madlib, J Dilla stuff, which is absolutely my mission for the next 7 days.
That and Gavin Friday's album.
Yeah, exactly. Shag Tobacco Shag. Yeah, absolutely. So, he formed a group called J-Lib in 2002 with Madlib, and they put out an album called Champion Sound, which is out there. You can actually listen to it, and it's fucking bananas. Now, the song I picked, fuck me, what even song did I pick?
I just did that as well. I was like, jeez.
Yeah, it happens.
Because we're not talking about the song or the artist, we're talking about the producer.
I picked a song called Working on It off the album Donuts by J Dilla. And
Donuts I remember hearing Donuts a few years ago after hearing like people going, you should listen to that. Donuts is fantastic.
It's just, he had one of these things where he wouldn't quantize things. This is why he's kind of famous. He wouldn't turn on the auto quantize button on the Akai.
Which makes it hard to mix as a DJ.
So he wanted everything to have this kind of revolving door feel to the music, which is great.
It works for lo-fi, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Really well. It's not become
he also had this fucking thing with somebody, I can't remember who the fuck it was. Somebody said that, like, oh, J Dilla is like the next fucking, I can't remember, it was like NWA or, no, it wasn't, it was past that. Somebody said J Dilla is the next blah, 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 blah. And he was like, listen, these lads are rapping about like getting their dick sucked in cars. That's not what I'm into. I want that kind of brand Nubian, Black Prince kind of feel.
And intelligent rap.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, not to say that other stuff isn't intelligent, but it's a style called intelligent rap.
Yeah, exactly.
Where people are talking about more
social issues. Yeah. That's what he was more interested in than the fucking getting your dick sucked in the back of a car.
Which is absolutely, again, nothing against.
Listen, if anybody out there wants to suck my dick in the back of a car,
Gar drives go-cars, so he'll be literally
right now.
He'll be literally on the clock paying the car company and you.
I know, I got rid of my car. I'm so sad. I actually might have a new car in a few weeks.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Buy a Renault.
Story. No, I'm not buying another Renault. It's been a while since I had a Renault. So he died of thrombotic thromboculopenic purpura.
Just call it traumatic purple deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah. TTP he died of in 2006 in his home in Los Angeles. Now, he was doing a tour with Madlib under the J-Lib banner in Europe. The last tour he done, he finished in a wheelchair.
Fuck.
He wanted to do it, so he finished in a wheelchair.
That is, no, man, it must be horrible to be hit with a fucking... It seems like a rare disease.
Yeah, super rare. Now, apparently, all of his mates, nobody knew. Like, nobody knew. He didn't tell anybody. He was able to kind of keep it together, and people just thought he was just, well, he's not well, that fella. And then all of a sudden,
like,
out of the blue...
Fox before, it's like, oh, hang on.
All of a sudden, he's dead. Fuck. That's what happened, and everybody lost their minds.
That's how I'd do it. I wouldn't go on.
You didn't tell anyone.
I wouldn't go on Facebook, and I wouldn't put up a big post about it. No. I wouldn't look for the last few likes in my dying days.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but I wouldn't. Like, I'm not being a dick.
Dick sucks in a go-kart, like.
I'm not. I'm a very private person. I get exactly what it is. I don't want my lasting memory to be people thinking about that fundraiser I had on Facebook. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, but I don't. Yeah.
So in 2006, we lost Jay Dilla, which would have been like in the height, not in the height. He was always appreciated, but the fact that he was gone meant a big deal to the hip hop world.
Yeah, like he's not one of these people that's remembered just because he died and they're giving him false praise.
No, he was incredibly important
everybody
before.
Was like he was going to be the best producer of hip hop. By the time if he had kept going, the best producer of hip hop.
Him and that fucking Akoy NBC and whatever technology they introduced him to. There's actually documented Revolution Hip Hop on Netflix. It's a great show. There's
apart from the host.
He's an idiot.
No, he's not an idiot, but he's like, he reminds me of Zane Lowe. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, okay, he probably is asking great questions, but you only ever get to see him nodding with a big smile.
Yeah.
Nah, he's pretty, you know what, like, whoever makes that show, including him, I respect it. I love it.
Listen, the whole show is great. He's just very private skill. There's like half an episode all about Jay Dilla, which is very, very interesting. They interview all the people that he started off his career working off just literally tape decks. He'd borrow tape machines off his mates and he'd literally like press play and press record on another tape deck.
That's the difference between me and these people. I'd be too lazy to do that. And that's why I never...
Well, he didn't know any different. This is the whole big deal. But he gets introduced to a guy...
Even then, like, I had just 4 tracks and I never pushed them.
4-track,
He pushed them to the
max.
The software limits, you know, or whatever, like the hardware limits.
The whole deal is that he gets introduced... what's his name? Fucking Mad Amp or something. My brain has gone to cabbage, lads. But he's introduced to a guy with one of these Akoy... And within like a day or two, he's a full-blown master of the Akoy MPC. And everybody else is looking at him going like, I can't believe this cunt is making these type of noises with this little sampler and beat machine. That's the end of producers.
I think we did a good job enough on that now, to be honest with you. We don't know a huge amount. We know a bit about production.
Yeah.
But we had to do... We know enough of producers that we like now at this stage.
Exactly.
And a lot of people that listen to the podcast, you don't need to know anything about producers, but hopefully that opens your eyes a little bit to what we like and what you know, it takes to be a producer in terms of dealing with arseholes, artists, and the absolute mastery and nerdiness that goes behind, respectable nerdiness that goes behind some of the stuff that they do on these albums.
Like Blowies and Go-Kart.
And you got to talk about
them. That's all I'm going to talk about for the next 6 weeks.
Them and backing singers being the ones that don't get enough credit.
Yes, very much so. Anyway, what you can do is you can go to patreon.com/Lost Art Podcast. You can give us $5 a month, which is like €4.30 or some bullshit, and you get access to a bunch of exclusive podcasts, a bunch of exclusive fucking videos, all sorts of absolute nonsense that we're putting up there. If you don't want to do that, you cheap cunt, that's perfectly fine. You can go to facebook.com/Lost Art Podcast. And you can just share some shit. People have been very good.
We've had a lot of shares this week, actually.
People have been super cool.
We've guilted you into them enough now.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll start threatening them with leaving it.
We threaten you with fucking legal action, you cunt.
Legal action.
Listen, it's the same every week. You know what the fucking crack is. Facebook.com/Lost Art Podcast.
One day it'll be gone.
Well, it won't be gone. I'm doing this till I die. I'm gonna die in the back of a blow car.
I'll die in
the back of a blow car.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I hope I die there though.
Deep vein purple thrombosis. Fucking traumatic deep vein.
I hope I die of DDT while getting my dick sucked. What?
What?
Good night.
In a go-kart.